This is One Sentence News, a daily podcast featuring 3 news stories with a sentence-long summary and 1 sentence of context apiece. I'm Colin Wright. This is a sponsored message. Recently, I started using Anchor as my podcast host. Anchor offers benefits that most other hosts do not. It's free to use, but it also has a collection of tools that allow you to create a podcast completely within the Anchor website or smartphone app. They distribute your show to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other distribution channels without any additional effort on your part. And you can make money from your podcast without any minimum audience size. So you can use it as a more traditional podcast host like I do, but it's also got everything you need to start a podcast from scratch in one place. If you're keen to give it a shot, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. Let's talk about the news. From BBC News, Russia-Ukraine War Summary. The UK has seized a super yacht worth about £38 million, owned by an unnamed Russian businessperson with close ties to Russian President Putin. North Macedonia has booted 5 Russian diplomats for violating the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, which probably means they were spying. And Russia has booted 3 Slovakian diplomats, allegedly for the same reason, though this is being seen as a tit-for-tat reprisal against Slovakia for doing the same to them recently. Turkey and Romania are working together to defuse mines in the Black Sea that may have drifted away from Ukraine's shores. It's not clear at the moment who planted the mines. Ukrainian intelligence has published the names and contact details of 620 people it says are officers of Russia's FSB, which is their spy agency, located around Europe. The G7 nations have rejected Russia's demand that they pay for gas in rubles. Google is complying with new Russian laws by ordering their translators to censor the word war when talking about the invasion of Ukraine, and to instead use the phrase extraordinary circumstances. And more than 15,000 Russians have reportedly been arrested for protesting the war thus far. Arguably, the biggest news of the past few days is that the Russian government is saying it will reorganize its invasion to focus on the eastern portion of Ukraine, moving most of its forces away from the west and north, including Kyiv, which is good news for Ukraine if true, and could gesture at an intended way out for Russia, focused on getting formal recognition for previously annexed portions of the east, and then claiming victory when that's accomplished. From Quartz, the DRC becomes the biggest country in East Africa's trading bloc. The Democratic Republic of Congo became the 7th member state of the East Africa Community International Trade Organization yesterday, alongside existing members Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, Uganda, and Burundi. The EAC now has more than 250 million people inside its trade zone, after adding the DRC's 90 million citizens to the total, and the region's GDP is up to $240 billion from its earlier $193 billion. The EAC still struggles with regional violence and governmental stability issues, but each new inclusion gives them more leverage, continentally and internationally, and makes all member nations more appealing targets for outside investment as well. And from Reuters, no confidence motion moved in Pakistan parliament in bid to remove Prime Minister Khan. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan is facing a no-confidence vote from Parliament that could see him removed from office within 7 days of a debate set to take place tomorrow. Khan has been blamed for the country's ongoing economic crisis and has recently seen a slew of defections from his party, which in turn lost his faction their parliamentary majority. His opposition is calling for him to step down. He has said he will not step down and is blaming a foreign-funded conspiracy for all the issues attributed to his government, a claim that he has not been able to support with any evidence. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com. And you can support this and other related projects, like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts, at understandery.com.